There's absolutely another level you can get to, no matter who you are, where you're from. All that matters is what you do on an actual day-to-day basis. Not only am I going to help you guys out in terms of actually figuring out the literal cheat code to productivity, but I'm going to tell you guys how I use it to balance family, multi-million-dollar companies, my own investments in trading, my own workouts and things like that. And the reality of the situation is a lot of you guys waste your time. This whole going ghost concept is literally not just a concept. It's literally real life actions. And the first thing you have to do, and I'm going to write it down, is literally, we're going to talk about cheat code. The first cheat code to actual productivity is to kind of get away from all the noise. So number one, get away from noise. And what that means is a lot of you guys spend so much of your time on social media and it does absolutely nothing for you. And I'm gonna tell you guys a cheat code that I did back in 2016, did it in 2017. Well, I still do it to this day, right? So in 2016 and 2017, I used to like delete my Instagram and then re-download it and download it again. That's not the cheat code. The cheat code is doing what I've been doing for the last 2 or 3 years, which is going to every single person I follow. And if it's not a person of interest who, one, I can learn something from, two, I genuinely love as a person. And I mean, there's a lot of people I love as a person who it doesn't fit in this category, I guess, right? So, but literally who like I need to see every single thing they post. Besides that, every single person I follow is muted on Instagram, right? Doesn't mean I don't love them, doesn't mean I don't want to see their posts eventually. It just means I have work to do. So when I come on Instagram, I am coming for one of two things. I'm coming to post, because again, that pays me when I do post. Or number two, I'm coming to learn, right? Like we naturally get on our phone and scroll, but you know how much less of a distraction it is when you go on Instagram and you scroll and there's really nothing to scroll, right? Other than educational content. But then for myself, it's like, okay, I'm gonna watch the educational content. But then on the other hand, it's like, okay, I can't really watch the educational content right now because I'm here making a video, or I'm here, waiting for the videos to dump on my computer, so I got like 15 minutes to spare, but I can't just watch this, 60-second reel on this person educating on this concept, and then this one on this concept, and this one on this concept. So I'll get back to the app later when I do have time. So it creates this thing in my mind where it's like, I'm on Instagram and I'm off. I'm on, I'm off. I'm on, I'm off. I'm here to do two things. I'm here to post about my life, and I'm not here to see other people's life, right? I'm here to post about my life. And then number two, I'm here to learn something, right? So when I say get away from the noise, a cheat code is a lot of you guys have no business on social media. You make no money from social media. You don't even have a following. And if you are somebody who struggles with being productive, what I suggest is go to each one of your followers and literally click the little 3 dots and click mute all posts and mute all stories. And depending on how many people you follow, it may take a long time. Oh well. And here's what I do for the cheat code. I'm gonna stay on number one, I'll get to number two, right? What I do is around every 2 or 3 days when I'm like laying in bed and I felt productive for the entire day and things like that, and I'm chilling, like every couple of days, I'll go through my followers, and depending on who I want to click, I'll literally just spend an hour or two after my full day is completed. I'm just chilling in bed. Instead of like some people like to watch Netflix, instead of doing all of that, I'll just go through my follower list and just click random people like who I really want to see, friends and things like that. And if they post it once or twice during those 2 or 3 days, I'll go and like it then. I'll go and comment then. So if you're someone who's watching this video and I follow you, there may be some random times where you see, oh, Swaggy C TV liked the last 4 of your photos. Why? It's because you've been muted for the last 2 weeks and I haven't seen any of this. So I'm just coming back to show love. And that's how you get away from all the noise while also still showing love at the same time. You don't have to like somebody's post in real life time, right? Again, I think I follow like 700 people. There's probably like 15 people that's like unmuted, and like 10 of them are like people who I kind of like look up to, right? There's like Grant Cardone and Gary Vee and Alex Hormozi and Ty Lopez, right? Like people who, I've met or talked to and connected with, right? And then there's probably like 5 people who are my friends who are just like literally unmuted. And that's literally a cheat code to productivity. And you could use that same kind of concept across the board. Just get away from that kind of situation because social media does not pay you. So social media does not pay you. Get away from the noise and do what makes you productive, because a lot of you guys just use social media to scroll, but you don't even post. What are you doing on social media? Like literally, what are you doing on social media? And if it's a situation where you want to keep up with other people's lives because you don't talk to people as much, which I understand, then it goes to the factor on they're muting everybody and then just checking your followers afterwards to still do your checkups after you've been productive. Or you can do be as simple as delete the app and then re-download a couple days later, deleting and re-downloading it. So I just literally just cut out all of the noise. That's number one. Number two, in terms of being more productive, start hard and easy. A lot of people, when it comes to being productive, they start easy and end hard. So they have this list of the things they want to accomplish for the day, and they'll start with the easiest one first and work their way to the hardest one first. And it doesn't work like that, because as time goes on, your energy goes down and down and down and down and down, and gets more and more diluted as time goes on, to the point to where you think, do I have enough energy to actually accomplish this hard goal? And some of you guys go to the gym late at night because of work, and that's understandable. But if you're somebody who has the choice to pick what they want to do with their day, and again, back to the gym concept, the gym may be easy for some of y'all. For some of y'all who work late during the day and you want to go to the gym late night hours, some of you guys are men who genuinely love the gym. So that's easy for you, right? Remember, start hard and easy. So if the gym is easy for you, end easy, right? But the gym is hard for some people, right? Some females, some guys who are overweight. So what they do is they try to be like, oh, I'm going to the gym late at night. And then at that time, you're already tired. So when you're tired, you're not really in control of what you do, because the minute you start feeling a little bit tired, get a little bit of a headache, your eyes get a little bit heavy, it's easy to convince yourself, well, I'll just do it tomorrow. And we want to stop that as much as possible. Stop the I'll do it tomorrow, unless it has to do with something easy. Like, again, a Netflix, or anything else that is easy, right? That's why I said every 3 or 4 days or so, in terms of going back and re-engaging with people who I may have missed, because sometimes I may be too tired from the work I've done. I don't have time tonight to just engage with people. So start hard and easy. So if the hardest thing on your list is something to do with work, that's when your brain is the most fresh to where you can actually accomplish that task. You can actually research as best as you possibly can and come up with actual documents, actual factual basis for certain things that you're actually researching during the morning, right? So you wake up, do what you got to do in terms of, you could be on the side of, I wake up and I pray and then, take a shower and then I get to work. Or you can wake up, brush your teeth, and get right to work. It doesn't matter, but just, there needs to be 4 hours within your first 6, at least, that is just dedicated to being as deep work as possible. Whether it is any type of side hustle you do in terms of editing or work, graphic design, remote, whatever the case can be, do it in the beginning, because as time goes on, when your energy goes down, it's a lot better when your tasks actually go down as well, and how difficult they actually are. So for me, you'll see with me, like, these videos that I'm making for you guys, they're easy for me in the sense of I'm naturally charismatic and I can naturally turn on the camera and be like, yo, boom, we in the building, right? I can cut it on, but it's still hard because it's energetic. I have to physically get up. I gotta find time to eat, which I just ate food just now. You know what I mean? I gotta find time to actually eat. I gotta travel, right? Knock the video out and then boom, head home, right? And that's about 5 to 7 hours, right? And so it's naturally hard, just because I can speak and that being easy, but the actual process overall is hard, right? So, and that's also the highest return I can get, right? From a business and a marketing standpoint, is to talk to you guys and make videos and give value to you guys, right? So start hard and start with the highest ROI. So again, you want to have a new job, a new situation. Don't wait till late at night to start applying new jobs. Start that in the morning. Spend the first couple of hours in the morning in that deep work process, that 4 to 6 hours, looking for that job, finding a better situation, learning a skill. Start hard and easy. So cheat code to actual productivity, right? And this is kind of number 3 may be hard for you guys. So I'll break down some concepts that make it easy for you guys. Change your number. It's a lot easy to be productive when you don't got the same number and the same people calling and texting you, right? Or extra phone. So changing your number may not be easy for you just because, you guys had the same number since the 5th grade, blah, 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 blah. That's your problem in the first place, is that people from middle school feel like they can still call you, right? That's your problem. It's very, very easy to not be productive when you check your phone and you have literally 35 messages from people you don't really care about, or people you don't care to talk to on a day-to-day basis. There may be 2 people in your phone who you're just like, if they text me, I gotta text back immediately. I wanna know about everything about this person, blah, blah, blah. They're my best friend. Cool. But the other 35 who's just wasting your time, why do they have your number? We have so much ways to access us on social media and emails and things like that. There's no reason somebody should be getting instant communication to you unless you look at that person as, yo, like this is one of my peoples, right? Which is why I have a couple of phones and my number changes a lot and people know this. And this is why I'm never worried about, being productive, because what you want to do when it comes to productivity is cut out as many distractions as possible when it comes to actually going ghost, right? Cut out all the distractions. So for me, I realized a couple of years ago, distraction was too many people had access to me who wasn't providing any value to the life I have right now. And it's not just about career or money. It can be pouring into you in terms of an actual friend. Those are good people, and those are people who always get my new number when I change it. Everybody else, I have this thing where it's like there's a cutoff list every year, right? Once it gets to a new year, I change my number. I just do it. I've done it every year for the past, I don't know, 6 years. I've probably had maybe 12 numbers at this point because I got several phones, right? It always changes. People are like, oh, my phone number is connected to my online banking and my credit card. Hey, change it. It's that simple. Like, again, stop with the excuses. Just change it, because it took me 2 seconds to change it. Go online, change it, boom. Simple as that. And it's like, you gotta figure out where has more cons. Is the process of changing it, do you hate that more than you hate the fact that every single person in the world that you've ever come in contact with has your number and is able to call you at any point in time, no matter what happens? There's a beauty in being, I'm not even gonna say mysterious, but just like away from distractions, because you're carefree and you're unapologetic. Again, I get it. Change your number, if you really don't wanna do that, there's your extra phone concept. So Bailey has an extra phone, right? Like, I have multiple phones, but I also change my number all the time. But she didn't want to change her first phone number. She eventually ended up doing it, but originally she didn't want to do it. So she got a second phone, and all she would do was just leave the first phone home whenever she didn't want to, be on it or have people, have access to her, and she didn't want to check it. And she just kept the second phone as her main phone, where maybe 5 people had that number who are all super close to her, and she'd take that with her everywhere. That cuts out distractions, and that's how you're more productive. Why? Because when you open your phone and you don't see a bunch of messages of people saying, call me, and you're saying, oh, I got tea and I got gossip, and they're trying to talk about the latest of what's going on, you're more productive. Then when you go on Instagram and everybody's muted except for people who are trying to teach you and help you, you feel more productive. Either you're watching, you're learning, you feel productive, or you say, I'm gonna watch it later, and then you get off the app, then you're productive, right? And we start with, the hardest things and the highest ROI things. You naturally feel more productive so that you can feel comfortable being easy, right? A lot of people have not made that easy. What they've made easy is the saying, oh, it's a lazy day, it's hump day, it's blah, 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 I'm chilling today. And it's like, you guys want so much for your life, but then you're also having these lazy days, and it does not make sense to me at all. It's counterintuitive, right? Number 4, less porn, more sex. That may sound like it's counterintuitive as well, and it's just not, right? Like, less porn, more sex. A lot of people out there who's watching this video may be watching porn. Get off that. Completely get off that. What you need to do is, boom, have more in-person, intimate, one-on-one time and more intimate actual sex. Why? Because there's so many factors that come with that, because it's actually more productive. We're talking about just being productive, right? Like, I don't think anybody has ever watched porn and afterwards like, well, that was productive, right? I mean, I felt good, but like, that was productive. No, but after sex with somebody that you actually enjoy doing it with, that is productive, because it builds, this bond between you and that person that extends farther than anything else could do, right? Like, we're talking about just cheat codes to being productive. And when you have more one-on-one physical intimate time with somebody else, then again, on top of that, being productive, that person is gonna help you try to be productive, help you cut out distractions, help you focus on your goals more. And again, when you have more than one person helping you in a certain direction, everything becomes a whole lot better, right? So you do this one, you do this one, you do this one, you do this one. And the biggest thing that the whole concept that we talked about in general is going ghost. Again, going ghost does not mean isolating yourself from the world for 12 months straight and popping up out of nowhere. It just means getting away from every single thing that is distracting you, that is causing you to operate in a way that's lesser of yourself. It's people, it's situations, it's environment, it's all of that, right? Change everything, reinvent yourself, go ghost, change your surroundings. A lot of you guys would benefit from going to live somewhere else for 12 months. Somewhere that's cheaper, and just figuring out a whole. I had a lot of friends who are just like, I've been wanting to move to Dallas for so long, and the cost of living is this and that, and blah 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 blah. And it's just like they just don't do it because they're too scared. Don't give me anything about logistics and stuff, because I've done it all, and I've done it all without money as well, right? I've done it all with money, done it all without money, right? In terms of anytime I wanted to see something, I've done it. I just simply done it, and I was never afraid to fall on my face. And that goes for going to college in Boston. Okay, boom, I don't want to be here no more, and I just got cheated on. Boom, going to New Jersey, St. Peter's. Oh, okay, I don't want to come back my senior year. I want to focus on trading. Boom, I'm dropping out. I'm just trying things, not trying to play it easy, just trying things, right? Oh, boom, go to Los Angeles for a TV show. Boom, go there. Move back to Missouri, go there. Go back to LA with no money and no rent, and with 1 month's rent, and that's it. Driving across with a Nissan. Boom, let's just go. It's easy to stay in Missouri. Let's just go. We think Texas is a good idea. Let's move to Texas. Lived there for 3 months. Didn't really like it as much. Boom. Let's go back to LA. You want to go to Puerto Rico? 6 months later? Boom. Let's go to Puerto Rico. You want to go to Dubai a year and a half later? Boom. Let's go to Dubai. Right? So it's like, as time goes on, you guys got to get over the excuses of I don't want to treat my number because it's attached to my cards, and I don't want to move. I want to move, but I can't move because I got to find movers and this. You guys are so bogged by your excuses that, like, you guys don't operate off of this. Just win. Just stop with the excuses. Just literally flat out just win. right? Because when you go into actual 0 or dark 30 mode, which is basically going ghost mode, you kind of don't care what anybody has to say or about the excuses. All you care about is, can I get the job done and do I do what I got to do? A lot of you guys are afraid of rejection and falling on your face. That is holding you back more than the actual task at hand. Who cares if you go to North Carolina for 5 months and you don't like it and you got to move back? Try it. Because again, I said this in a lot of videos before, I'd rather try something and it not work and it's completely out of my mind so I don't think about it again than not at all, because then I'm bogged down by, you know, the thought that, oh, I want to do this, and I did that for 3 years straight, and it's hindering me in what I'm doing on my day-to-day basis right now as it is. You do this, you add in the 7 layers that I mentioned in my other videos. Again, you add in more gym time and more prayer, and you stay productive in that realm. Like the overall concept is you need to be productive in a couple of areas, right? Health, gym time, and eating the right things, right? Being productive in that area. Money, obviously that covers a lot of things, that covers finances, right? Love, really. These are really the biggest things that you need to be productive in. And then you also need, which is a concept that people don't understand as much, but you also need still individual, right? Sorry, individual. Sorry, I put, that's a V and that's a U, right? This is a U. Sorry. You still need your individuality and your own personal time at the end of the day. And a lot of people are around so many people 24/7 that they fail to take time for themselves. And that is also productive as well. It is. It's just productive as well. No matter what happens, keeping your own independence in a certain stance, keeping your independence, and you want to like rely on somebody, that's cool too. But just taking time for yourself, that's productive. Productive is not all about how much money you can put in your bank account. Productivity is also about, did you take an hour for yourself today to just sit in silence, or, you know, go to a sauna, or just sit in your room, or go out to the park, or sit on your balcony, just you and your own time and your own thoughts. When you don't, then you wake up and your entire day is catered to everybody else, then it's very, very hard for you to get things done and be productive. And it's very, very easy to be productive for other people, but not for yourself. And that is one of the biggest things that people have to realize, that this whole thing is not about putting more money into your bank account and that's the only way to be productive. There's other ways to be productive, but there has to be segments, right? Okay, this segment I'm focusing on my health, this segment I'm focusing on my money, this segment I'm focusing on, you know, my love life and what that means and fostering relationships. And this segment I'm focusing on myself and myself only. And a lot of people only focus on one thing, and that's how they get like sad and depressed. A lot of people focus only on their individuality and their self and nobody else. And they just in their own world and they have too much time to themselves. And then everything else kind of suffers. Their health suffers, their money suffers, and their love life suffers. Because you're fixated on this one thing because you want this so bad and you don't want to give this up and you want to just be by yourself. And all of a sudden, all three suffer and you're not happy. And then you just focus on the love in your partner. And we've seen many times where people put all their attention on their partner, their spouse, and they have no time for themselves. They have no money in a sense, and their health deteriorates. A lot of people get in relationships and they just get fatter, right? Like, you have to have a balance of all three. And then it comes to the money standpoint, right? When it comes to the money standpoint, you can't just focus on that. And I'm somebody who can talk about that entirely because that happened to me. Right? Like, I focused on money and money only in 2020 and 2021. Like, literally I was focused on work, money, because one, I was, like I said, I was homeless growing up. And two, when I first got married to, or even engaged to Bailey, a lot of people in her life did not want her to be with me or be married to me or just be with me in general because I had no money and it seemed like I was going nowhere. So they were like actively pressing her to like leave me basically. So I made it like a mission for myself to like prove to not just them, but like, you know, the ex-girlfriend and then, you know, my younger self to just make so much money that in 2020, 2021, I was losing everything else, right? My health, I was in college, like somebody who can dunk and windmill, and I had the abs and everything, to somebody who can barely grab, you know, the net anymore. And, you know, I didn't have a 6-pack anymore. I have it now, trust me. Like I got my body back now. But in 2021, I was just focusing so much on money. I was making so much, I was making millions of dollars, making so much money. But from the health standpoint, it was like, I wasn't the healthiest. Like I just wasn't. I was only eating once a day and sleeping 2 hours a night. That suffered. My love life suffered as well. Where it's like, oh, how can your love life suffer? You were married. Yeah, but I wasn't spending any time with her. So much so, she was trying to, you know, pitch, you know, options on what we can do to like, you know, better our love life or have a more balance of our love life, or what we can do. Like Bailey was just thinking like, okay, we can do this, we should be this way, we should be this, because I wasn't spending enough time with her. That's how everything started, was basically just like, oh, we're making so much money, but I'm only seeing her for 10 minutes a day, you know, and I'm working in the same house, I'm just in the other room, right? So that was suffering. And even my individuality, I never took time for myself. I was always so busy focused on the money and the business that I never took time for myself. And that's why you can't just focus on one thing. And then again, you could be the biggest health freak in the world, world, but without a love life, you come home to an empty house and you're lonely, right? And you see a lot of the most fittest girls in the world are the ones who are on social media with like the love quotes on their story because they don't have nobody in their life and they want somebody in their life, right? Individuality. They don't really have an individuality or their independent being. Their being is the gym. They wake up and their entire self is the gym. When the gym is closed, it ruins their day. And because that's all they see themselves as opposed to somebody who's outside the gym, who goes to the gym to remain healthy, but that's not who their identity is. And then they don't focus on money at all, right? Because their entire identity is focused on going to the gym 2-3 times a day, eating healthy. And there has to be a balance with it all. And once there is a balance with it all, then and only then are you productive, because you feel like there's a balance with it all. And the whole point of being lazy is not really a factor until the end of the day, because your entire day is spent on covering these 4 things down in the line straight like that. So hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully you guys are more productive, a year from now when you put this into action. Later.